The Arsenal have put out a statement, beating Chelsea 1-0 at Stamford Bridge in a game that wasn't personal. A Gabriel second half goal was enough to hand Arsenal the win. So from a William Saliba masterclass to an underrated performance from Gabriel Jesus, let's break it all down and look at 5 things we learned from Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. Let's also find out which of the Gunners have been called up for international duties at the World Cup. Yo guys, T19 back with another video, and today we are looking at 5 things we learned from Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. Arsenal picked up the dub, so if you are happy, if you are excited, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Guys, we are 3 subscribers away from 300 subscribers. The support on the channel has been massive, and I have to say thank you. I also have an announcement to make. Your boy is now officially on TikTok. Some videos are out there already. Go on to follow me on the TikTok. That's more videos for me to make. But of course, the support you guys have given me has encouraged me. So yeah, we're now on TikTok. The link will be down in the description below. All my socials will actually be down in the description. So yeah, go follow and let's get into this video. So in traditional fashion, before we get to the 5 things, I will give you my brief summary of the game. The game started off exactly how we would have wanted. Arsenal took the game to Chelsea, kept trying and trying, locked Chelsea in their own half and didn't get the goal. There was a strong defensive performance. Aubameyang touched the ball just 4 times in Arsenal's first half. I call it Arsenal's first half because Chelsea barely had the ball. Arsenal had passages of play where we looked very brilliant, we looked very sharp, but we didn't get the goal. The second half started off, Arsenal took the initiative again. At times, yes, it did look shaky, but Arsenal weathered the storm, got the goal, and won the game. First thing on our list is Gabriel Magalhães, the monster. So here's something we didn't, or maybe we might have forgotten about Gabriel Magalhães. He is the first player to be signed in this Arsenal defensive rebuild. And honestly, we know he's rash at times, but he's young for a centre-back. He's still learning. But today, he was composed, he was calm and aggressive at the same time. And one thing we need to note about Gabriel Magalhães, not only is he aggressive when defending, aggressive when going into duels, he's also very aggressive in the opposition box. All his Premier League goals have come from set piece or corner situations. And this goal is a perfect example. Bukayo Saka's ball has bounced on the floor, he's seen it, he's taking the initiative, and he's taking the risk and ultimately was rewarded with the goal. And this is a player that we are quick to criticize. But what we need to do is understand that in this Arsenal backline, where you have so many technical players, you also need that person who is aggressive, who is going to take the risks, muscle off strong strikers, and help the defense get into their shape. And I think that's what Gabriel Magalhães is doing. So as much as we criticize him, we need to take into account his learning and his aggression, his passion, his desire to fight for every ball is part of what's helping Arsenal this season. Number 2, and that is elite level press resistance. So we all know Arsenal are a side that like to keep the ball. But in order to keep the ball, when you're soaked up, you need to be press resistant. You need to make sure your opposition is not able to force you into making rash decisions. And today we saw the elite level of press resistance that is in this Arsenal team. From Ramsdale up until Gabriel Jesus, when they had the ball, they were not fazed by the Chelsea press. Make no mistake, even though Chelsea didn't have the ball, it's not because they didn't try. They pressed Arsenal, they tried to soak us up, but we had players like Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, literally the whole team was so press resistant. We had the ball in and around our own box, and it's just a short passage of play and Arsenal are out. The ball's gone from 1 to 2 players, 1 touch, 2 touch, and we're out. It's literally just a passage of play, a very short passage of play. Arsenal have the ball around their own box. It's probably just 5 seconds and we're at the opposition box. Not by launching it forward, but by passing, playing, dribbling. The elite level of press resistance in this team is unreal. It's almost like the Wenger days where no matter how you try to press Arsenal, they will play around you like a pinball. And that was showcased in this game. I think Odegaard, Xhaka, Partey, they were very good in finding pockets of space and in overall disorienting the Chelsea press. And that is another reason this game was so comfortable for Arsenal. Third thing, and that is Thomas Partey is elite. Thomas Partey might just be the most underrated player in this Arsenal team. Not because we don't praise him enough, it's because we don't understand what he has to do. When you have Odegaard and Xhaka looking for pockets of space and then he is now the base of the midfield, there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Today when Chelsea tried to build up, They couldn't counter Arsenal because of the fullbacks, the pace that we had in behind. So they tried to build up, and then that was where Thomas Partey stepped in. From breaking up Chelsea attacks, not just winning the ball, he was also helping Arsenal progress. He was acting in the final third. He was giving Arsenal the overall security, and that is something that I have seen consistently from Thomas Partey. He's part of the reason our backline is so settled. It's because they know when trouble comes, Thomas Partey is also there to help out. Not only was Thomas Partey cleaning up everything, he was also helping Arsenal recycle the ball, create chances from deep, and that is something that is very underrated about his game. Of course, we knew about the defensive capabilities, we knew about how physical he was, but one thing that I have seen so impressive from Thomas Partey is his passing, his decisiveness, and his ability to turn nothing into proper attacks. And if Thomas Partey stays fit this season, make no mistake, Arsenal will be title contenders. Number 4, Saliba, the cheat code at the back. With 72 touches, 13 times possession won, 3 clearances, 3 duels won, 3 interceptions, 2 tackles, 2 touches in the opposition box, 2 accurate long balls, 1 block, 0 times dribbled past, and a man of the match. As you can see from those statistics, Saliba was definitely one of our most influential players in this game. He is so calm on the ball, so good on the ball, he has extreme technical ability, but he's also a very composed defender. He doesn't rush into anything, he lets the striker come to him, he picks the ball off them, doesn't clear it away. He knows when to clear, he knows when to dribble, he knows when to find the pass. There was a moment in the game where Saliba practically took the ball and ran at the Chelsea defence. That is the quality that Arsenal have in Saliba. And the fact that he is so young, not as experienced, this is literally his first season in the Premier League and he has taken it by storm. Like I always say, a full potential Saliba is going to be scary, just not for us. Today, he made sure he marked Aubameyang out of the game. Even when Abando Broja came on, there was a moment where Saliba, that's one thing I noticed about Saliba. He has extreme footballing IQ. He's very intelligent. Kept Abando Broja offside. And when the ball came to him, even though Saliba knew he was offside, the linesman didn't call it and Saliba chased him down, was still able to outpace him and clear the ball. And after then, that was when the offside was given. Most defenders go, oh no, he was offside. And in moments like that, sometimes you think you've timed the run perfectly, but the striker might have just finessed you. Saliba was not finessed. He knew what was going on. The moment he saw the linesman didn't flag it up, he chased him down, won the ball. And that is something we need to see. Winning the ball when a striker was running. What did Saliba do next? Any other normal centre-back is going to clear that ball, hit it into the stands, especially because Arsenal were winning. Saliba calmly dribbles past him, picks out the pass perfectly. I think it was out to Martinelli or Granit Xhaka. And that is something that is going to be so good watching when this guy hits his full potential. His calmness on the ball, his ability to read the game, his understanding of when to pass and when to dribble. He also understands the timing of runs. He also knows when to clear the ball. This is a centre-back that Arsenal can rely on in tough moments. And that is something we will definitely need if we are going to challenge for the title this season. Number 5, and that is Stamford Bridge is now our training ground. That is now 3 wins in 3 games for Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. Does Mikel Arteta have the tactics and the understanding to beat Chelsea down in his locker? Well, what I will say is today, going to Stamford Bridge, even though the narrative was that Arsenal cannot beat big teams, after beating Spurs, they said Spurs weren't a big team. We beat Liverpool. I don't know the narrative they changed there, but as long as they keep shifting goalposts, Arsenal will keep scoring. Beating Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, not only today, we beat them last season, we beat them 2 seasons ago. Just remember, last season, yes, we were good, but 2 seasons ago, we weren't on form, but we always managed to perform against Chelsea, turning Stamford Bridge into our very own training ground. Today, something you have to notice is usually we have all the set-piece coaches shouting and saying everything to do, but today it all felt like a tape recording, where the players just walked out to the pitch, Arteta hit play, and they started playing. I'm telling you, there were passages of play where you feel, nah, this has definitely been worked out on the training ground. Because sometimes when we watch the game, we focus on where the ball is. But I've watched the game back. Because I've watched the game before, I don't need to focus on where the ball is. And honestly, when our centre-backs have the ball, you need to see how everybody knows exactly where to be. It's more of like they've practiced it on the training ground. They're now doing it on another training ground, which is Stamford Bridge. And even though today's game was nothing personal, I was very, very impressed with what I saw from my team. And yeah, Stamford Bridge is our training ground. London is and always will be red. Moving on to the breaking Arsenal news. Yeah, so the World Cup squads have come out. Not all country squads have come out, but Japan and Brazil have released their squads, and Takehiro Tomiyasu, Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Martinelli will all be going to this year's World Cup. In terms of Tomiyasu, it's very understandable why he's going to the World Cup. He's extremely two-footed, can play on the left, can play on the right, can play in midfield, can play as a centre-back. So that's a very versatile player for a team like Japan, who don't really have as many players as they would have liked. So Tomiyasu going to the World Cup, it's very well deserved. Moving on to Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli. For me, this is also very self-explanatory, where you have two players who have been on fire this season. Gabriel Jesus might not score every game, he might be on a goal drought now, but people who watch football will understand that Arsenal cannot play the way they're playing without a striker like him. Now, a major omission has been made, and that is Gabriel Magalhães. One thing I will say is I don't understand why he's not in the squad. Gabi, just get your head up, you will be there at the next one. So yes, boys and girls, we have come to the end of this video. If you did stay to the end, comments down #T19 and I will give you a shout out in my next video. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, as we are literally 3 subscribers away from 300 subscribers. I will see you guys in the next one.